Hey, welcome back, guys. Okay, so in here what we're looking at is what are classes exactly and what is instantiation. I hope that's the correct spelling there. Okay, so what I've done is I've created an index.php page inside the OOP folder, and then I have loaded it in my browser by just typing localhost/oop/index.php. Okay, so this is the page. It's totally blank, of course. So what is a class and what does it mean to instantiate a class? So let's put some PHP tags here and get dirty. Okay, so to create a class, you type class and then the class name. Now the class name can't start with numbers. It should start with a letter, and it's good practice to begin it with a capital letter like this. Okay, you can put an underscore after that and put some numbers. That is legitimate. Okay, like this. All right, so this here is a class. Now it doesn't have to be like this. It can be just like that. Now this is a valid class right there. So what exactly is a class anyway? So a class is what is known as a blueprint or a mode. I think that's how they spell mode. And then there's it could be called a pattern, or it could be called a factory of objects, or a factory for objects. So let me explain what I mean here. So if, for example, let's imagine you want to create a car or a house, right? You will create what is called a blueprint. So a blueprint is a description of your house before you actually create the real house. Or it could be a description of your car before you create the car. And this is exactly what a class is. A class is a description of an object. So you'll be thinking, what is an object exactly? Now, things in programming, things like integers, for example, int, strings like this, these are objects in here. Maybe not so strictly in PHP. They're not really objects because PHP is not natively an object-oriented language. But just think of them as objects for now. They're items that you use inside the programming language, right? Now, if you want to create your own stuff, let's say, for example, you create a website that is selling things, you may need an object called product, right? So you treat product like this entity, this item that you have in your system. So you can create your very own product, your very own object, sorry, and do stuff with it. For example, there are things you can do with an integer that you can't do with a string, right? You know this. Integer is a number, string is some text. So there are things you can do with a string, but you can't do with an integer. And just the same way, you can create an item like product where you can do stuff with it that you can't really do with a string, or you can't do with an integer, right? So you're creating a new object, a new item to use in your programming language. And how do you do that? You create a blueprint for it. You tell PHP a description of your object. So for example, let's say we want to create an object called product like this. So this object is called a product. So fair enough, but in order for us to describe it, we need to add some stuff in there. That's why we put these spaces there. Okay, so let me remove that and save. So if I go back to my browser, you see that there are no errors because all this is valid. Now I want to describe what my product is. Now a product has two things. First of all, it has properties, and also it has methods. Okay, now let me explain here. So classes have properties and they have methods, right? So in other words, translated, a method is a function and a property is a variable. But why are they called properties and methods anyway? Now, they are called this way because if I make a function here and say function, maybe something like calculate price or calculate total, for example. Let's say a customer buys a product, right? Now, I want to know the total amount they have to pay depending on their location. So I will have to calculate that total, right? So that I know what they want to pay. Now, in order to calculate that, the product has to do something. It has to run a function that will do some calculations and then get a result. So that is called a method because it's doing something. So it's a method. But then you can have a variable. So you can have something like a public variable. So don't mind the keyword there, public. I'll explain those later. So you can have something like a price, right? Let's say price is equal to 2. And then you can have, maybe your product has a color, right? Color of green, like this. And maybe it has a total, which somebody needs to pay after the calculation is done, right? Now, we don't know the total yet, so we'll put it at 0 because we need to actually calculate it like that. So we just give it a default value for now, okay? So this is all classes will contain. They'll just contain properties and methods. That's it. And maybe constants and all that, but those are variables anyway. So this is a property because it's an item that is specific to a product. It's something that the product has. A product has a price, it has a color, and it has a total. So these are properties of the product. Okay? So now, once I describe my product here, then I can do something with this. Now, I can't do something directly with a class like this because remember, this is just a blueprint. It's just telling PHP what I want. But then I have to actually create the item because this is a factory after all. So how do I create this? I can say, for example, let's say book. Book is equal to new product, like this. So now what I'm saying is this book has become a product. Just like you have an integer, you have a string. Now I have book, which is a product. This is equal to saying something like a is equal to, let's say we use an integer here, 10, something like this, right? I'm specifically telling it that I want a to be equal to an integer which has a value of 10, something like this. Now here I'm just telling it that I want this book to be equal to a product, an object called a product. So now what happens is this act of doing this has created what is called an instance. So this is an instance. So this is instantiation right here. We've created an instance. Now, why is it called an instance? Well, let me explain a little bit. If I say book here and I redo this, I say book 2 is equal to new product, right? This is valid as well. So I have one book, which is a product. I have a book 2, which is also a product. So maybe instead of book, I can say something like a phone, for example. So the book is a product. The phone is a product, right? Now, immediately they inherit all this because we've described what we want with these items. So book immediately has a price of 2. Immediately it has a color of green, and also immediately it has a total of 0. So it gets all this. What I'm actually doing is just making a copy of all this and putting it here, making another copy of all that and putting it here. Now the reason we type the new keyword here is to tell it that we want a new version of this. Okay, so for example, if I have book there, now in order to access a property inside here, we use the arrow. So I'll say book arrow like this, and then I'll say price. Now notice that I don't put the $sign on the price itself, even though it's a variable there. We just put the $sign here. So now I just want to see what the price is, right? So here I'm just going to say something like okay, so book price, I want to echo that. So I'll just say echo book price, and here I want to also echo the phone price, like this, right? So let's put some text here so we can know which is which. So say phone, something like this, right? So we know this one is from the phone and this one is from the book, like this. Okay, pretty straightforward. And let's put a break tag here just so we can have some space to breathe. So what am I doing here? I'm telling it that I want a new instance of the product class. I want book to be a product, a new product. So then I want to check its price. That's all I'm doing. Book price, break tag, and create a phone instance and just check the price. That's it. So let's let's refresh here, and we see there is nothing. So why is there nothing? No, this can't be right. I haven't saved, have I? Okay. All right, I didn't save. My bad. You know, simple things like that. So you see, book has a price of 2, phone has a price of 2. Why? Like predicted. But here's the important part, is that if I can actually change the price for book, now I'll come here and say book price is equal to 10, something like this. Okay, so what's happening here is that I create an instance of book as a product, and then I change its price to 10. So let me just remove these. I don't need them. So I have changed to 10. So I'm changing this to 10. And then after I do that, I create another product, and let's see what the price will be, right? So if I refresh now, you see that it's still 2, even though I changed this item here, and then that's when I made a copy of it. So I changed the price and then made a copy, but still the price is 2. Why is that? Now the reason is because I created a new version of this. This is no longer this. This item is just a copy or a factory where things come from. But what we do with the product itself afterwards has no effect on the factory itself. So I think that kind of makes sense. This is the product that was created in the factory, and then what we do afterwards with the product has no effect on the factory itself. The factory remains intact. So if you make another product from the same factory, it will have the default values there. So I hope that is making sense. This is what is called, this is why these are called instances, because they are versions of this. They are separate from each other. They are instances. They are versions of different instances of the same thing. Okay, like different copies of the same thing. All right, so I hope that is making sense. So this, in essence, is how to create a class and what a class is. And then this is how to instantiate the class and actually use it. And by the way, if you want to run a function like this one, you do it exactly the same way that you do like this. So instead of book price, you can say book calculate, but you just add these brackets like here. You can't equate it to something because this is a function. So you can just say book calculate total, and like that. So immediately this function will run. So let's see that in action. I'll say echo from the function. So that's what it's doing. It's doing an echo. So once we do this, let me remove that so that we can only see one thing here. So if I refresh, you say from the function. Yeah, that's how you run from the function. So I hope you understand now that a class is just a source for objects. And then once you instantiate an object, you create a copy of the class. And then whatever you do to that copy has no effect on the factory itself or the class itself. Any other copies that you make after that will just carry the default values of the original class. Okay, so I hope that was clear, and I will see you in the next video.